Hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we're going to understand how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Salesforce for gems, jewelry and astrology business. So do you also run a business related to gems, jewelry or astrology? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here, I'm doing the same and we use IndiaMART to promote our products and services online. So now what I want is that as soon as the new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, I automatically want to add that lead details into my Salesforce account so that my sales team can follow up quickly and efficiently. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between IndiaMART and Salesforce. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen.
Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we're going to understand how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Salesforce for gems, jewelry and astrology business. So as you know that I manage a business specializing in gems, jewelry and astrology services, and we receive a lot of inquiries through IndiaMART from our potential customers interested in our offerings. But manually transferring these leads into my Salesforce was becoming tedious and time consuming task with the risk of missing the important details. So to streamline this process, I want to set up an automation that automatically adds very new IndiaMART leads directly into my Salesforce. So as you know that the Salesforce is a powerful CRM tool that enables businesses to manage their leads, track sales and nurture customer relationships, while IndiaMART is a widely used B2B platform that helps businesses to generate valuable leads, especially in niche markets like gems, jewelry and astrology. While both the platforms are essential for business growth, there is no native integration to connect them directly. So in order to connect both of them, we're going to use Pabbly Connect. So to do all of this, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as you're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we're going to get two options. One is sign in and the other one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm the existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in. And as soon as you're going to click on sign in, right over here, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as I'm going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard, you can see multiple folders which I have previously created. So I'm going to save my workflow in one of these folders only, which is automations. And for my workflow name, I'm going to keep it as how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Salesforce for gems, jewelry and astrology business. And then we're going to click on create, and as soon as we're going to click on create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action on this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So here we can have only a single trigger with multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. And by this you can finally understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And in order to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as IndiaMART because I want that as soon as a new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for IndiaMART and then we're going to select it. And as soon as we're going to select our trigger application, it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically, trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So here I want that as soon as a new lead is received, my workflow should be triggered or started. And as soon as I'm going to select the trigger event as new lead, over here you can see that it is giving me a webhook URL and few steps in order to create a connection between our IndiaMART account and our Pabbly's workflow. So yes, we're going to follow the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this webhook URL and then we're going to follow this help text, and it is saying log into your IndiaMART account, navigate to the lead manager section in the left tab, go to import export leads from the three dots, and then click on IM push API. So yes, we're going to follow the same. I'm going to open my IndiaMART account, and as you can see that this is my IndiaMART account. And now from the left side of the bar, we have to go on lead manager, and after opening our lead manager, we have to go on this three dots and then import export leads. And after that, we have to go on this button which says push API. So you have to go on this, and as soon as we're going to come over here onto push API, it is asking me to select the source. So as you can see that it is saying choose other in the select source option. So okay, we're going to follow the same. I'm going to select the source as other, and as soon as we're going to select the source as other, it is asking me for the CRM platform name and the webhook listener URL. So here you can see that it is saying enter Pabbly Connect in the CRM platform name, then copy the above webhook URL and paste it to the webhook listener URL. So what we have to do is we have to keep the CRM platform name as Pabbly Connect, and then for the webhook listener URL, we're going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow. And after doing both of this, we're going to click on save details, and as soon as we're going to click on save details, it is asking me for the reason. So over here, I'm going to select my reason as I can easily assign lead to my sales team and manage their performance. You can select any another reason of your choice, and then we're going to click on click to generate OTP, and as soon as we're going to click on this, it has successfully sent me a OTP. So yes, we are going to look for the OTP, and then we're going to enter the OTP right over here. And now after entering the OTP, we're going to click on submit, and as soon as we're going to click on submit, yes, you can see that it is saying integration live. So yes, with this we have successfully completed a connection between our IndiaMART account and our Pabbly's workflow. And now over here it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying now do a test submission / record in order to capture this webhook response. So what we have to do is we are going to do a test submission in order to capture this webhook response. So you must be wondering what is this test submission or webhook response. So basically we are going to generate a test lead or a dummy lead so that we can capture the response for the same lead, and then we are going to add that lead details into our Salesforce. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open my another IndiaMART account, and now as you can see that this is the same, and now we're going to look for the same product or the same service which we connected right now with our workflow and generate a dummy lead or enter a dummy inquiry for them. Okay, so for the product which I connected or the service which I connected is Magnet Brain Software Technology Private Limited. So I'm going to look for the same, and then we're going to select it, and as you can see Pabbly Connect. So this is the one which I connected right now. So I'm going to click on contact supplier, and it is saying write your message here. So it is asking me for the inquiry details. So I want it to be this which says hi, I came across your listing for gemstone jewelry on IndiaMART and I'm interested in purchasing some pieces for personal use. Can you provide the details on pricing, availability of different gemstone, and any special offers? Also, do you offer astrology consultations? So now after entering this, we're going to click on next, and now it is asking me for the GST number. So if you wish, you can definitely add a GST number, but I don't wish to add so directly I'm going to click on submit. And as soon as we're going to click on submit, yes, you can see that we have successfully did this test submission, and it is saying your details have been sent. So yeah, with this what has happened is that IndiaMART has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. So I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response for the same or not. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same. You can see the same details which we entered. You can see a unique query ID, you can see the sender's name, you can see the state, the pin code, and also you can see the subject. So over here the subject is requirement for Pabbly Connect free demo available. So you must be wondering that this subject is not related to the query we submitted, right? So basically what is happening is that I'm using a test IndiaMART account. That's why I receive a default subject every time a new lead is received. But if you're using a live IndiaMART account, you're going to receive the live details of your lead over here only. But over here, this is a default response because I'm using a test IndiaMART account. So over here, only the subject is in default response, rest all of the details are the same which we entered. And over here, you can see that this is the email, the company which we entered. We are going to move on forward, and you can see the main thing which is the query message which we entered. And as you can see that this is the same message which we entered, right? So now after receiving this response, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what will happen is that as soon as a new inquiry or a new lead is received in my IndiaMART, automatically Pabbly's workflow is going to capture the response for the same. And after completing this trigger step, we're going to move on towards our action step. And now for my action application, we're going to select it as Salesforce because I want to add the IndiaMART lead details into my Salesforce account, right? So I'm going to look for Salesforce, and then we're going to select it. And then for the action event, we're going to select it as create lead. So I'm going to look for create lead right over here, and as you can see the same, so we're going to select it and click on connect. And as soon as I'm going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Salesforce account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and then we have to click on this button which says connect with Salesforce. And as soon as we're going to click on this button over here, you can see that Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow Pabbly save. And as soon as we're going to click on allow right over here, yes, you can see authorization successful. We have successfully connected our Salesforce account with our Pabbly's workflow. And over here, it is asking me for the last name, the first name, title, company, phone, email, and all of the details of my lead. So yes, we're going to enter these details, but we're not going to enter it manually, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping, right? So mapping is a method by Pabbly, which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step, where we selected IndiaMART as our trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only, and as soon as we're going to map these details automatically, my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So over here I'm going to give you an example that it is asking me for the last name, right? So let's suppose that I'm going to enter the last name right over here manually simply by typing it like this, which is lead. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I have entered it manually. But if you're going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to look for name in my previous response, and as you can see the name. So let's suppose that we're going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. But as you can notice that it is asking me for the last name, but this is the full name, which is test lead, but we don't have the first name and last name separated. But in order to create a lead in my Salesforce, I want to separate both of this full name into first name and last name. Okay, so to separate both of this, what we're going to do is we're going to add another action step between our trigger and Salesforce. And now for my action event, we're going to select it as text formatted by Pabbly. So it is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to format the text. For the action event, we're going to select it as split text and click on connect because we want to split the full name into first name and last name. And now it is asking me for the text to split. So again, we're going to map the name right over here. We're going to move on forward. It is asking me for the separator. So here you can see that it is saying enter the characters or the word separators to split the text. For space as separator, use space. So yes, I want space as my separator only, so I'm going to use the same. So I'm going to copy this from below and paste it right over here. And now it is asking me for the segment index, so I'm going to keep it as all and click on save and send test request. And as soon as I'm going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have successfully converted our full name into first name and last name. You can see test and lead. And now we're going to map the same right over here. So for the last name, we're going to erase this and we're going to map the response from our text formatted by Pabbly. As you can see, leads, we're going to map it. Same we're going to do with the first name too. And after mapping both of this, it is asking me for the title. So we don't have the title, so I'm going to leave it as blank and move forward. And as you can see, this is not the required field also. It is asking me for the company, so I'm going to enter the company. As you can see, marketing solutions, so we're going to map it. It is asking me for the phone, so I don't wish to add so I'm going to leave it as blank. We're going to enter the email. I'm going to look for email right over here, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. And after mapping these details, we're going to move on forward. It is asking me for the website and description. So as you can see, both of these are not the required fields. We're going to leave it as blank. It is asking me for the lead source. I'm going to keep it as other. For the status, we are going to keep it as open, not contacted. And then for the rating, we're going to keep it as warm. It is asking me for many other details like street, city, country. So if you wish, you can definitely add all of these details, but I don't wish to do so directly. I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as I'm going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have successfully received a positive response, that we have created a new lead in our Salesforce with the same details received from our IndiaMART. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Salesforce and check for the new lead created. So I'm going to open my Salesforce and we're going to go on leads from here. And as soon as you're going to go on leads, you can see in recent items test lead. So I'm going to open this, and as soon as you're going to open this, yes, you can see name test lead, you can see the company name, you can see the email which we entered, you can see the rating, you can see the lead status and lead source. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow and we have successfully added the lead details into our Salesforce account. account, which we receive from our IndiaMART account. So yes, now I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected IndiaMART. For the trigger event, we selected new leads. For the action application, we selected text formatter by Pabbly and Salesforce because I wanted. As soon as a new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, automatically the details should be added to my Salesforce too, so that my sales team can follow up quickly and efficiently, ultimately increasing our conversion rates. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here, you can see the lead details we added during this video with the help of our workflow. So yes, this was it for the video. And now as soon as a new lead or a new inquiry is submitted in my IndiaMART account, automatically the details would be added to my Salesforce. We don't have to come back into our workflow and click on save and send test request. This will work in backend. So yes, this was it for the video. And if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.